guys? Welcome to episode 2 of Movies of Bob. We're going to go over a Ricky Gervais show again. Episode 2 here. It's called Knob at Night. I'm excited about that title. I'm excited about watching this because I had no idea really what to expect with the first episode, and I'm already in love with it. Carl Pilkington seems like the type of guy who's insane, but also very hard to dislike. So I'm looking forward to watching this episode. Let's get right into it, and subscribe if you haven't.
For the past few years, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and Carl Pilkington have been meeting regularly for a series of pointless conversations. This is one of them.
Testing. Is that all right?
Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And the little round-headed buffoon that is Carl Pilkington. All right.
All right. I think I said it last time, but I love the animation on the show.
Rick, you'll be pleased to know we've already had some responses, and Simon and Mark have already emailed us in this link to something that was on the BBC News website. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but it's a remarkable story. Lion mutilates 42 midgets in Cambodian ring fights. That's just the headline.
That's a hell of a headline. That
Cambodia?
makes me want to know more about the story.
Well, that's what a headline
That's
is.
what a headline
Recently,
should do.
it was just
Spectators
1600
cheered as entire Cambodian midget fighting league squared off against African lion. Tickets had been sold out 3 weeks before the much-anticipated fight. The fight was organised when an angry fan contested Yang Shamoni, president of the CMFL, claiming that one lion could defeat his entire league of 42 fighters. Well, the fight was ended, Rick, after only 12 minutes, after which 28 of the midget fighters were declared dead,
Right.
while the
Holy
other 14
shit.
suffered severe injuries, including broken bones, lost limbs, and they were basically unable to fight.
but the
anymore.
This
lion
guy in
wasn't
jail?
It would have seemed
The
that
guy who
lion was
organized
okay.
this? Holy
Good.
shit.
Well, that's amazing.
Carl, what are your thoughts instantly? I mean, you're bound to have a take on that.
See, what's annoying me is I've sent money to Cambodia because apparently they're hungry and haven't got any energy. So what's going on?
Well, it's much easier to.
It was
to
such
fill
out
up a
of- that
midget
was so out of
than it
left
is a
field.
regular Cambodian. You know, they're
I just
happy
feel
on
like
a Mars
I'm
bar.
being cheated a bit.
You were conned before with a charity, weren't you?
Well, a few times, yeah.
What about the old lady? What was that?
I got stopped, and it's like they sort of drag you in by saying, "Have you got a gran?" And I said, "No, they died." And that it's like, "Oh, did they die of the cold?" No, she's, ill. What have you? Just old age. He said, "Well, what happens with a lot of people's grans is they die in the cold, right?" So I was like, "Oh, that's bad, isn't it?" Anyway, so she's chatting and she's showing me pictures of these old women who look
Starts
cold,
donating to her.
right? Saying, "Look at her, that's Edna. She's got no family. She can't pay the bills and all that."
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Oh yeah." Anyway, it goes on for about 15 minutes, and you feel bad. You give them your bank details, right? And what happens is every couple of months you get a letter from Edna. Well, it's not from her; it's typed up and what have you. But there's a picture of Edna, right? And it's saying,
They're all scams.
"Oh, this December, Edna's going to be extra cold. It's cold outside. She can't afford to pay the heat and what have you."
Yeah.
Keep going, right? So you keep paying every month like £5, whatever. Get another letter a few months later, right? Edna's sat there. She's got a tan.
What do you mean she's got a tan?
Well, when they said, she's cold.
Oh, she's
I thought
going
they
on
went for the heat.
vacation
They want
with
to
this
send her
money.
on holiday for a month. She sat there with a tan. I'm not joking.
Are you sure it
I'd be
wasn't just
pissed.
a sort of a slight problem in the printing?
No, definitely.
Sure, it
she
wasn't
looked well happy.
Sure, it wasn't liver failure.
You see, when does it become like bad to avoid people like that? Do you know what I mean? Because some people say you shouldn't. They're people like us. They've just had a bit of bad luck.
Well, of course they are.
Yeah, I know, but I remember one on our estate, right? And she was a bit. What's the word that you can use? Because I don't want to offend anyone. But I'd say
Homeless
Druggy?
sort of mental homeless. Is that a term?
That's the official term.
I think
So
that
an
is
insane
that is the
homeless
official
person.
term.
It's mental homeless-itis.
Right.
I'll tell you, living in Boston, the amount of mental homeless around here now is insane. I imagine it's worse in New York and San Francisco, but it's getting out of control in Boston.
So she lived on the estate and what have you, and she aged.
How was she
pretty-
homeless if she lived on the estate?
Well, she sort of decided to stay around there because I think
All right.
people on the estate spoke to her more than people who had money. So this mental homeless woman on the estate,
Mental homeless,
what
I'm going to
she
steal
used
that.
to do, right, she acted quite normal, and she used to always push like a pram around with her, right? Everyone's like, she can't have a kid, can she? Right? And she was dead happy every day. She was up and down, walking up and down the road. Anyway, one day she got to walk past, right? Turned round and looked in the pram. There's a bucket with a face on it.
Well, that qualifies as a mental homeless person. There's so many people like that now. It's
Rick,
like
we've had
funny,
an
just
email here
lost.
from the bloke. I think you're going to respect him because I think you can tell straight away from his name that he's the kind of guy you'd want to hang out with.
Go on.
I know how much you love fun people.
Yeah.
Well, Paul, and he's calling himself this, Paul the Party Animal Parker. He's
Can't
emailed
give
in.
yourself
He's
your
given
own
himself
nickname.
That
Let-
moniker.
Right, I assume they're in sort of like quote marks,
They're
are they?
in speech marks, yeah. Paul the
Brilliant.
Party Animal Parker.
And he's calling himself that.
Yeah.
That I can't wait.
So when you picture him, what are you thinking?
Millhouse.
Right, okay.
I was picturing
think he
Stifler.
looks like Millhouse from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
I like his idea better.
He's working in sort of an IT department, maybe?
Yeah,
for a large
possibly.
organisation?
So it's just
I
a
think he
total
might still
fraud.
be at school.
Not a party animal at all.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
And this is the vital question. Do you believe him to be a party animal?
I
No.
believe him to be a party animal is as much as a man with a long scarf that his mum knitted him to look like Doctor Who can be a party animal,
Yeah.
yes.
Do you think that when people are organising parties at his school, they're thinking the first person they got to get on the list and make sure he's guaranteed as
You've
a
got
guest
to take Paul the
is
party
Paul
animal.
Parker.
Because I bet he's got millions of affectations. I bet he wants to be known as the one that carries around a biscuit tin.
Yeah.
You know, he's got the scarf.
He's the guy who only ever wears bowling shoes.
I was just about to say, what's with his shoes?
He's a little bit kooky, it's his thing. And it is fairly interesting what he sent in. He's found this on the web. A Serbian man who has invented a sex machine for women. And he's appealing to Western women to test his device. It runs on a 390-volt electric engine, simulates sex, and has a 7.5-inch artificial penis. As soon as I read this, I was thinking... It's just imagining there going, oh, thanks for coming in. Yeah, okay. So what's going to happen is there's a penis that's going to pop out from here, and it's going to have sex with you. I'm going to stand behind the machine. I've got to stand behind here. There's a lot of dials and stuff. I don't want to bore you with.
Well, why do you have to stand behind it? Just
I can't.
I was gonna say the 7.5 is an oddly like specific size. Why not just go with 7 or 8? But I like this joke. It's just him, the doctor, actually sleeping with his patients,
It's
not the
technical
robot. Whoops.
Stuff. I got to be behind the machine.
But there's no penis on the robot at the moment. It's just a hole.
Don't worry. What happened is I'll switch the machine on. I'll go behind, and then a penis will appear.
Will it be like a metal-looking penis?
It will be a robotic penis, but it will seem like it's a regular fleshy.
A fleshy metal penis.
So you've made this sort of like robotic penis look really realistic.
It's really realistic. You will not be able to tell the difference between, say, the robot one and mine, for instance. You
Okay,
wouldn't-
well I
you
don't
wouldn't-
want to see yours.
No, there's absolutely not.
Because I've not come around here to have sex with a person.
I know, you
I've-
come around to test the machine.
Yeah, I'm
and that
sorry,
is
it's-
exactly what you're going to get.
Okay,
a lovely
well,
piece of mechanical action.
So a lot of people, sex is important, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Not to you.
Well, it serves a purpose.
What purpose?
No.
Because you don't want to have kids, so what purpose?
I don't want to have kids
You
either.
know,
Something to do in the
something
evening
to do, innit?
when the telly's broke.
But for years, like they've found stuff, haven't they? Machines from like Roman times that similar to that setup.
No machines in
I
Roman
love how
times.
Ricky Gervais just
Like
shuts
that,
it down.
The
No,
old sort of knob on a stick machine thing.
no, I'm on a stick.
The old Roman
I love
knob on
that.
a stick. I'm sorry,
The old,
my dad's canteen
Romanian
every week.
dildo.
Henry Robinson has never done that. An old knob on a stick.
I just think of Julius Caesar sitting down and go, okay, aqueduct, we love that.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Straight roads, good idea. We can see the enemy coming. What have we got there?
Well, I'm glad you've asked.
Ploncticus. What have we got there?
Asked.
Wanklicus.
What I've got here is a Yodi knob, and I've put that on the end of a stick.
Oh, sticker's phallus. Okay, well done, Wanklicus.
No.
Well done. You are
Wanklicus.
my new right-hand man, as they say.
No,
Not a problem.
Excellent.
But they
That was
do
brilliant.
stuff like that. You've been in the London Museum and that, and they've got sort of sex stuff from years ago. They've got like these metal pants that they used to wear.
I don't know what that is.
Metal pants, like
Yes,
night
Is that a
summer.
chastity belt, you mean? They used to make women wear them so that they could...
When-
Yeah,
when-
but
when-
no,
when-
but
when-
they had them for blokes as well, though.
Metal pants for blokes.
Yeah,
Why?
I just think they sort of like sexy metal pants.
Well, I don't know
The
what
fuck
you
are you
mean.
talking about?
Sexy metal pants.
Well, we'll have to look because I haven't got it in front of me. It's just something I remember seeing, some sort of sexy metal pants that I used to wear.
But what are you saying, sexy metal
Come on,
pants?
they
that
always
was
had
not
to be-
British Museum, that was Soho.
No, what I mean
That was
is
on Compton Street. You were looking
they
in the
always
shop
had to
window.
be ready for like battle and that, but these were a little bit sexy but protective at the same time.
I love that. So, Lancelot, are you ready to face the Black Knight? Yeah. What do you think of these? Huh?
I just want to look good on the battlefield. Will there be women watching, cheering us on?
Well, you're not going to fight like that, are you? What about your
I'm going to wear nothing except these.
I'm convinced I didn't want to pause it, but I'm convinced Carl just reads like 22% of a story and then just fills in the gaps. Some guy had, I don't know where the hell he got sexy metal pants in his head, but I'm convinced he saw something 7 months ago and barely paid any attention to it and just accepted it as facts. There's sexy metal pants in the olden times.
These sexy metal pants.
But what about your chest is exposed?
No, well, it's a good chest. I'll be working out.
Yeah, I know. But what I mean is, you want metal all
I've
over.
actually been lifting up the round table every week. I just work out, do that about 4 times a day.
But that machine, right? Why did it have to be a woman, or could they have got a little gay fella in?
I
Let
don't
me
know.
just check. It doesn't actually specify the small print. Yeah.
I love that. Why do you want to see a little gay fella be?
I don't want to see it. I'm just saying they're sort of more.
Carl? Why do you want?
I don't want to see it.
Why do you want to
I don't
watch a
wanna see
gay man get buggered by a robot?
I wasn't the one typing in gay machines on the internet, finding stuff out about them.
It's not a gay
Steve was.
machine. You
Yeah,
just made it
you
into
just
a gay
added
machine.
that.
Yeah, he wanted to pleasure women with this machine.
Oh.
You're saying, can I see a little gay fella get a robotic cock up his arse? You're the one requesting that, Carl
I don't want
Pilkington.
that. I'm just saying that.
You're the one that wants to see gay men with metal stuff up their anus.
No, what I'm saying is they're more up for a bit more experimentation than.
What are you saying? Why is that the case?
Why?
Again,
Why
you
did you
just-
say that?
No, just they just butt plugs and that. I mean, what I'm saying is.
What, you can't just say butt plugs and that.
I'm just saying that I reckon they'd be up for it.
What
That's
do you know
I'm
about
saying.
butt plugs?
I don't know anything about them. I just remember seeing an advert for some once in a sex shop.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
No, I wasn't. I was just walking past. I was walking past the sex shop and that. And
Your eyes-
you
I love how he's so
looking-
petrified of getting
why
cornered
were
by
you walking past
Ricky.
the sex shop?
Just because I was on the way to work and that, and I passed one, and there was a
Okay.
little sort of one. It was open early, which I never understood. Right, it was about 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, who needs a
Right,
butt?
and I
Who's
thought-
rushing out
who's-
for
who's
butt plugs
rushing
that
out,
early in
yeah,
the
who
morning?
needs
Butt
them
plug
now?
and a coffee.
But I
I
sort
must
of
get
had
a bagel and some poppers on the way to work.
I walked past it, and it had like a little post-it note or postcard type thing, and it was like, pop in now, buy an item, chuck in some free butt plugs. And I didn't know what they for. I'd never heard of them before. But all I'm saying is I've since found out what they do with them.
What
And
do
if
they
they
do with them?
do that with them, then
Yeah.
give them a go on that.
There's-
Another email here. It's an interesting fact.
Something
I hope
else.
It's true. America's first nudist organisation apparently was founded in 1929 by 3 men. Now, what intrigued me when I read
Of course.
that is the fact that it's clearly 3 blokes just trying to meet some nude women.
Absolutely.
They're all 52, balding,
Exactly.
with little
mustache.
so those gold-rimmed glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just wandering around, and it's all quite saggy down there, and they're just knocking on doors saying, "We just set up an organisation. It's perfectly above board, completely
Yeah.
legitimate. It's a nudist organisation. You got any women in there that want to come and join us? Because we
Well,
haven't got
not
any
really.
female members at the moment. Got any women in there interested in, volleyball or trampoline?
I can't be doing with it, mate.
You hate nudists, don't you?
Nudists. I don't understand what it's all about at the end of the day. And here's something, right? Do you know, like, when you're a bloke nudist,
Mm.
right? Do you ever get any who just have, like, a small knob?
I don't know. I don't understand
course.
the question.
What's that? What's your point?
Well, are there any blokes who are knocking about who just have a normal-sized knob, or maybe a bit smaller than normal, who are happy wandering about showing off what they haven't got, if you know what I mean?
I don't think nudists are
Yeah, you're
just doing it
missing,
'cause they're
missing
so
the
proud
entire
of
point
their
of
knob.
it.
No, but there's got to be a little bit of that in it, isn't there? Just saying, most blokes who,
Probably.
nudists,
Hmm.
they must be pretty confident in themselves to,
There's a lot of
I
elderly,
looked once.
overweight
Why
nudists.
are you
though.
Because
taking
what
out
it
his
is, Rob,
face?
it's natural, that's what I'm saying.
What do you mean? This
As a
is
bloke-
Carl takes a sneaky look at
No, no.
menscocks.com.
No, what I'm saying is,
What did I miss there?
I looked once.
Why are you
Because
taking
what
out
it
his
is, Rob,
face?
it's natural, that's what I'm saying.
What do you mean? This
As a
is
bloke-
Carl takes a sneaky look at
No, no.
menscocks.com.
No, what I'm saying is, it's
Where
natural.
was this happening? You were in a gym.
No,
A lot of guys are getting changed, and you
No,
were just checking out their
you're at your bedroom window with a pair of binoculars,
No.
and there was a little fella across the road
I
getting
was
changed.
at some night out once.
Go
right?
on.
So you were at
Um,
heaven, and you were in the
It
toilet.
was some night out, and some people come running on the stage, right? Some music started coming on, and these 4 people ran out. It was 2 women.
So
2
you're at a gay
blokes.
strip club.
It wasn't gay in that. It was just a normal night out. Well, some sort of party night out.
Right.
These people come running on, right? You got 2 women, you got 2 blokes.
Right.
They whip their knickers off, the fellas whip their undies off.
At the same
Now-
time?
Yeah, all at the same time.
Was it like,
that,
was it like a choreographed thing?
So
Go on.
that happened, and all I'm saying is, right, before I had a look at the woman's bits, right, I just had a little cheeky glance at the fellas.
Why?
Why?
Just checking it out, just seeing is everything normal down
Why
there.
weren't your eyes drawn instantly to the ladies' bits?
No, don't believe me. I had a look at that. All I'm saying
But you
is,
went to the guys first.
just I didn't know how long pants were going to be left off for.
So you didn't want to miss your opportunity, is what you're saying?
He just digs himself into a deeper hole. No pun intended.
You saw a window of opportunity to see some men's bits, and you thought, I better take it.
No,
because this may never happen again.
No,
So what happened? So there's
had a
2
look.
women, 2 men, right? I don't know what sort of event this is where you're looking at anyone get their knickers and pants off. I don't know why you're looking at all.
Good night.
So
It's a
you
normal
go,
night out.
Right, there's knickers and pants off. Right, let's check out the knob and testicles first.
You're telling me you've never, like, when you've been in a gym or anything, you've not just sort of turned your head, had a look, and gone, all right, yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
There are dudes that don't give you an option to not look. They just walk around and like whistle and like clap in the gym. Not that I go to the gym regularly, but when I used to be in a lot better shape. There was just old men that just. I was uncomfortable in school, like in the gymnasiums in school, changing. This was just 65-plus-year-old men just walking around naked. It was very odd.
So let's just get this question right. Have we ever been in a gym and just taken a sneaky glance at a man's genitals?
Sometimes it's
Is that your
unavoidable.
question to us?
Right, for me, it's the same as when you see someone who's a bit odd, 2 heads or whatever.
Well,
As
I'll
you
be
would
honest,
see.
If I was in a gym and a bloke came in with 2 heads, I'd look.
Well,
I'd get a sneaky glance in the mirror. I'd go.
sorry, but you'd look at his genitals or his 2 heads.
It's 2 heads.
Or would you sneaky look at the heads and then think, I wonder if he's got 2 cocks? And just-
They have 2 heads down there, too.
If I'll tell you what, and now I admit it, if I'm ever in a gym and a naked man with 2 heads walks in, I probably will check out the genitals as well, just to make sure that he's got 2 of everything.
Can I tell you the thing that always freaks me out? I do sometimes go to the gym, and I live in North London. And the thing that always freaks me out is if there's an elderly man, often quite short. I'm always freaked out because there's at least 2 I'm aware of who've got very, very large penises. And I always find that really disturbing because sometimes you can't help but notice because it's like Godzilla coming through the change room. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
So
Well, there you
that
go.
I do admit, that's the only instance where my eye has been naturally drawn to it.
Do you know what annoys me in gyms? Where people walk round happily naked all the time whistling.
Thank you, Rick.
They get weighed naked. Pop
Whistle.
a towel on and take off 3 ounces.
I've never seen
How
anybody get
exact
weighed
have
naked.
those measurements got to be?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Pop a towel on. I mean, unless you're going on the space shuttle, I reckon you could give or take a couple of
Ounces.
stone. Yeah, a couple
exactly.
of ounces.
Yeah. Absolutely right. Well, we've put that to bed.
Carl, can I ask you a question?
Go on.
I know this is what a lot of the fans are already wondering. Is there going to be some monkey news today?
There's got to be.
Of course there is.
Yeah.
That's
All
the
right.
question.
Well, I don't want. I'm worried because maybe this will steal your thunder. But Sarah has emailed this in a chimp mauling under investigation. I know you're concerned because this actually fuses 2 of our greatest features, Monkey News and Knob News, into one seamless whole.
Oh.
Investigators said they are trying to figure out how 2 chimpanzees that viciously attacked a visitor at an animal sanctuary escaped from their cage. This is the grim bit. The chimps chewed off a man's nose and severely mauled his genitals and limbs.
Why did they go for his genitals?
Oh,
Both of them did as well.
Eh?
Both of them. Did you say 2 chimps?
No, you're right. Yeah, it was chimpanzees too. Yeah, I don't know if
See,
both
which
of them
one
went.
did it?
They just saw
That would
it
be
there
horrifying.
hanging away and they
You
just
go
went,
for the nose?
Yeah.
I go for his bollocks.
And
Now,
then
what accent have they got there?
I
those
don't
chimps?
know.
Were they kind of New York gangster chimps? They're like soprano chimps.
what happened to him anyway?
Well, unfortunately, they were shot dead by the authorities.
You see, that annoys me a bit.
I know, but again,
What are you talking about? They're attacking people's gonads.
I know, but they were happy in an African jungle a couple of years ago.
That's what
Yeah,
they
but
do, isn't it?
That is what they do.
But why aren't they just sort of tranquilised? Where was
Why
this?
have
Was
I
this
been
in the
accused like it was my fault? Just because I happen to be reading. Sarah, who emailed it in, someone who should be getting a
It
bollocking.
just annoys me how one way it's kind of like, we're trying to save the pandas, and then the next day someone's shooting them or whatever. I've talked about this before about St. George killed the last dragon, right?
All right, it didn't exist.
It's the same thing though.
No, There's never been any
Oh my god.
dragons.
No.
It's a mythical creature.
Well, you
By
don't know
mythical,
that.
it means we made this up, like the unicorn.
Well,
I don't even understand. What was your point about the dragon? What's that got to do with
because
this?
I'm saying out like, why is it all right to be going around going mental with a gun, shooting all the monkeys and killing them? Because one day we're going to run out.
This
Or-
was an animal sanctuary, though.
It's just
So
two
presumably
monkeys.
they had quite a cushy time there, because most of the
That
ones I
attack
visited,
humans.
they've always got it
It's
easy.
like making it into
They're hanging
a-
around on tires.
They're
they've
just
got
shooting
chairs,
monkeys
they're
all over the
naked.
place.
They're going berserk. They're loving it.
But hang on a minute, you've just answered your own question there. You said they're in a sanctuary, so they haven't had a good upbringing. So they're going to be a bit more like madder than other monkeys, aren't they? Because that's where the ill ones go, isn't it?
Sorry, what do you understand by sanctuary?
Well, I've been to one for seals.
It's not like a borstal.
Yeah, he thinks it's a borstal. He
It's like
thinks that,
scum.
yeah, that they did some bad stuff in the jungle, and that they had a little monkey caught, and they went, send him to Borstal.
So, well, what is it then?
No, it's a monkey sanctuary where it like a haven.
Well, it's
Yeah,
not
but-
a haven, is it? They've got a bullet in the head.
Bravo. Well played. That's brilliant.
Talking of eating knobs, Carol Thatcher, you know, a daughter of one of our leaders.
Sure.
Well, you saw her in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. She popped a couple of bollocks in the mouth,
Oh.
chewed them up, swallowed them.
Oh.
Kangaroo penis
Ugh.
there, dried. She couldn't even
Oh.
get. It was so tough she couldn't even get through it. And then she eventually she eats
What was it,
it.
like a pepperoni?
Yeah, and she took. What do you think of that, Carl?
What, eating that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
I watch it. I like those little trial bits, right?
Yeah.
But what I don't think people realise is, right, it is hard eating a little kangaroo knob. Right?
Really? How'd you know?
No, it's just, you know, you think about it. And you
Sounds
go,
disgusting.
do that, right? But what
Right.
they never mention on the TV programme, which I think takes it to the next level, right? They're eating that at like 7:30 in the morning,
Sure.
It's a good
Right,
point.
which is worse.
On an empty
innit?
stomach, right when you wake up.
Do you know what I mean? If I was
Kangaroo
there
dick.
and Ant and Deck said, right, Carl, eat the knob, I'd go, hang on a minute, give us a few hours, let me get some rice and that on my belly, and just sort of fill me up a little bit more. I'll pop back at about 6:30 this evening,
Right.
have it ready. And I'd be happier then. It's just that thing of, you know,
You
you've been at the-
you don't want to eat. You don't eat animal genitals on an empty stomach.
So what are you
Right.
saying? You could
I'm saying like I could eat a knob at night, but
just cut that there.
There's the
We'll
title.
loop that. If any
Could eat a
DJs
knob
are
at
listening, just take that quote. I could eat a knob at night by Carl Pilkington. Maybe do a dance remix.
Yeah,
Just
I think maybe you're sort of a house producer, and you could maybe get some kind of high energy beat going, and then we could
Oh,
just
but-
send that out to some of the gay clubs. I'm sure
Yeah.
it'd be really popular.
Please, anyone send us, you know, that looped with a nice,
sure
little,
tons
you
of
know,
people
a funky
send
house beat.
in
Carl
submissions
Pilkington
to us.
saying I could eat a knob at night.
Rick, it's that time again. It's what everyone's waiting for. Can you do the jingle for us?
Oh, chimpanzee, that monkey news.
Like this week, the monkey news is about, you know, we all know, like, you know, there's monkeys knocking about that aren't happy in,
Right,
this, in
yeah.
this country.
Sure.
Isn't it?
It is a big problem. Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
epidemic.
So they've set up like this place
Okay.
where they all go. The ones that aren't happy in the zoo and what have you, it's getting them down.
They can phone a number and they'll come and pick them up.
Pop them in this house place, right? And basically, they can run riot in there.
Yeah.
To get freedom to sort of cheer themselves up. There's 3 people running this place, right? So these monkeys, big house and that,
PlayStation, anything they want.
gym, all that lot, swimming.
Jim.
One of them wanted to mess about with the woman's breasts. Right?
Which woman's breast?
The woman who works there,
Run.
right? And she was like, right, pack it in, you know, we've all had a bit of fun. You've been in
Sure.
the gym and everything. She obviously, you know, got a bit excited
He was a bit
and
fired
that.
up,
He was
yeah.
fired up and that, ready for some more action and that. He's trying to have a go on this woman's breast, right? She was like,
Have a
"No."
go.
She was like, no, you're not doing that. Pack it in and all that. The boss who's running the place was like, come on, let him have a go.
No, right, you're talking
I am
shit.
so anyway, right? So he's there and he's
So the boss says, yeah, you
the
can have a
monkey's
group.
saying,
So-
yeah, the boss is saying, let him have a
Come
go.
on, Rita. If Monkey wants to play with nipples, let him.
So she's like, I'm not happy with this, and he's going, come on, you know the rules here. We've got to cheer these monkeys up.
Oh,
It's
this is
ridiculous.
Absolute
We
bollocks.
valued it.
Actually, no, and in the end, because she didn't allow it to happen, the fella bloke sacked her, got someone else in.
I want to see the advert he put
Yeah.
in the Guardian media page. I love that. Woman wanted to let chimp feel tits whenever it wants.
Well, it's all up there.
You're talking absolute shit again.
Well, we'll see.
That is no way that happened.
It absolutely didn't happen. Well, this show's great. I'm excited to go through this entire series. I like this episode better than the first one, to be honest. Carl Pilkington, to me, just based on these 2 episodes, is a simple person. He's a simple man who kind of knows what he's talking about, but for the most part has no fucking idea. But he sounds like a genuine, nice dude that is just very, very interesting and has some weird-ass takes that I've never heard in my life. But yeah, subscribe, guys. We got some movie reactions coming soon, and the rest of the series, and going to do episode 1 of Idiot Abroad soon this week. So subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.